How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys are enjoying the Yorick buffs. I know I've been having a lot of fun using the new E. It's been a lot of fun on the live servers. Unfortunately, Riot's released Yorick nerfs. So I'm going to take this opportunity to explain what's going to happen with them, the effect of them, and basically give you guys a rundown of what's happening. I'll take the opportunity to go up front with the TLDR because I know a lot of you don't want to watch a 15 bloody minute video. So a few little things up front, you can see all the values here are pre-mitigated and they're all assuming level 13 ghouls because that's when they attack once per second, so it's a bit easier to calculate. And you can see we'll go for a base AD, let's just say 250 attack damage, okay? So what do these changes do? You can see the change list is here. So the Mistwalker's AD is being reduced, the base and the attack damage ratio. So it's going from 30% to 25, okay? Their health's been lowered as well by 1. I'm not sure why 1. And the 200% damage amplification on landing your E is now being changed to 40%, but it lasts for 8 total attacks. Now, the jump that the Mistwalkers do counts as an attack for whichever Mistwalker jumps. So if 4 of them jump, and then they all attack once each, that's all 8 consumed, okay? So what do these changes do, okay? So I'll break it down. What it does is it effectively changes Yorick from being a sustained damage champion to being a burst champion. So it requires you to land your E, because if you land your E, you get the damage enhanced, and you're rewarded for that compared to what you would have pre-buff Yorick, okay? If you miss your E, you're punished by that, and you're punished because the ghouls have lower base AD ratios. So now if you miss your E, you're going to have lower damage output compared to pre-buff. So it's supposed to target lower elo, and find a way to reward Yorick players for landing their E. And if they don't land their E, then they have a slower pushing, they have slower damage output, stuff like that. And because skill expression is tied to higher elo, landing your E, for example, might be considered like, oh, it takes a good player to land their E, good players are in higher elo, therefore landing your E is a high elo buff. It sort of works like that. I'd argue good players dodge as well, but can't really argue that much. So the easiest way I'll explain it with the TLDR is that if you land your E and your Mistwalkers attack a further 13 times, then you've dealt the same damage as you would have pre-buff Yorick. So I'm talking patch 11.6. If you land your E, that's 4 attacks, and then they attack 13 more times, making it 17 total attacks. So we can change this to being 17 and 9. You can see it's roughly the same damage output total, okay? The second your ghouls deal more attacks, and they've attacked more than 17 times, unfortunately, it basically means that your ghouls will have dealt less damage overall. So if I put this back, you can see all of a sudden, patch 11.6 has dealt more damage. So let's say, for example, if there's 25 attacks instead, you can see patch 11.6 has done a lot more damage. Okay, but if we were to lower that, and let's say, for example, they only attack 5 times instead, so that'll be, it'll be like this. You can see patch 11.8 is going to deal more damage. So Yorick's turning into a burst champion. Riot wants you to be able to land your E, and they're going to reward you for that early temporary time of when your ghouls are attacking. Only problem with this change is you can't mark minions. And you can't mark towers, you can't mark the nexus, and you can't mark inhibitors. So your pushing power is actually reduced anyway. There's no way for you to amplify your damage against minions, and there's no way for you to amplify your damage against turrets. So it's an overall nerf for your pushing power. So you can see right here, it shows the amount of damage that your Mistwalkers do when they attack. So this is just Mistwalkers attacking, it's 476. Next patch, it's going to be 404. So it's quite a lot of damage reduced over time just from your Mistwalkers attacking alone. But if you land your E, you're kind of rewarded a little bit. So you can see over here, it's got 952 damage from landing your E plus 4 attacks on patch 11.6. Next patch though, it's going to be 1131 instead. So you're still rewarded for landing your E, which is a good thing. But you're punished heavily if you don't land your E. And that's the problem that comes alongside these changes. Now, I'm trying to work as close as I can with Riot to help get him into a good spot, because I am a little concerned with the way things are going at the moment. He's destroying low elo brackets, and I know for sure it's a problem for Riot. He's hitting something ridiculous, like 58% win rate in low elo. It's crazy. So if you haven't already, take this opportunity and go wild with your Yorick games. Play him jungle, play him mid, play him top, it doesn't matter. Play him support. He's a broken ass support right now. But just get him in now, because next patch you're going to find he's going to be substantially weaker, especially if you play on competitive servers. People are starting to learn how to verse him, and you're going to have a lot of trouble next patch compared to this patch. Now, I've forwarded my ideas to fix Yorick. Personally, I think he has too much access to pets. So if it were me, I would remove the ability to summon Mistwalkers via killing them near the Maiden. And I would remove the Maiden summoning Mistwalkers alongside her when she spawns. And instead, I would focus on the Grave mechanic. They've given us a really nice way of summoning Mistwalkers. And that's because now the E, it summons Mistwalkers from nearby graves. If they're away from Yorick's Q range, now you can summon them if you land your E. That's really cool. I'd rather them tie the summoning towards the grave aspect and then bug fix his passive as a result. If you don't know already, Yorick's passive doesn't work while the Maiden's out. If she's nearby, it won't even tick down, let alone summon a grave that's available. If you have 8 charges on your passive and the Maiden's nearby and 10 minions die, it won't actually go from 8 to 7. It'll stay at 8 the whole time. So I would rather them remove this whole she summons Mistwalkers automatically, and instead let that passive tick down. Let her drop graves nearby, and we can use those graves to then replenish our ghoul source. If we have less ghouls available, then we're going to have less damage overall. I reckon that, personally, I think that is the aspect that should be fixed, rather than reducing their damage in general, because I think it's just a cheap shot at trying to fix his low elo presence, and I don't think it's the right way. I think bad players are being rewarded because the Maiden's ability to raise Mistwalkers isn't tied to skill expression. Instead, if you're in the middle of a team fight and five minions die near the Maiden, or a champion dies near the Maiden, she's raising a ghoul for you. You didn't have to do anything for that, well, for the most part. She's just doing it automatically. Whereas tying it to the E means, hey, I have to hit that E ability, then the graves are summoning. So I think 100% this is the best way of fixing him. I'm doing my best to forward it to Riot, but we'll see what happens from it. But overall, it's a buff, so don't think it's a nerf. It's definitely a buff. I'm hoping it lowers his low elo win rate and hopefully gives some future buffs for us. In case you're wondering, are the tower changes still going through? The answer is yes. They are still happening. They haven't been finished yet. Not looking to come for patch 11.8. But I imagine it is going to be sometime soon. So big plays are happening. They are going through. I don't know if the Maiden is having her priority changed. I have no idea. The second I know, I'll let you guys know. But right now, all I know is that the Mistwalkers are no longer going to draw aggro to Yorick if they attack on their own. But if Yorick instructs them to attack, like landing your E, they will draw aggro to Yorick. Okay? Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Sorry I don't have much more to offer. Just know that it is a buff. And it basically takes short trades. Don't go for the full long trades. And you should be in a better spot than last patch. Also, get better at landing your E. That's going to cost you more than anything. I'm going to put a link to this Excel sheet in the description below. So if you do want to fiddle around with it, you can. Just know that just change the values that are written in yellow here. So if you want to change the AD to 100, go for it. Change the fight duration to 9. You can see it changes the value there. And if you change your morning mist cooldown, you can see that it's going to do nothing, apparently, because I broke the sheet. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll let you guys know if something comes up. So catch you guys later.